Okay, I think I have a confession to make. It's not going to be good. In fact, I think I understand why I didn't really love this book. A lot of people really love this one. This is a Goosebumps book that a lot of people really enjoy, and it's usually high up on people's lists. But I did not love it very much. What book am I talking about? I'm talking about Goosebumps number 16, One Day at Horrorland. Oh, okay. Let me talk this out because I was super excited to read this book, first of all, because a lot of people really love this Goosebumps book. And so I thought, ooh, I'm excited to see. I don't remember this episode really, so I want to know what the twist is. So I was excited to check it out and see what I thought. So as I was reading this book, I kind of had some flashbacks to another book, and that was Dr. Shiver's Carnival of Terror in the Spine Chillers Mystery series by Fred E. Katz. That book is very similar to this one. Now, this book did come out before that book. So that book definitely was probably based on this book in particular. Because that book is also based around a carnival kind of place where there's rides and the kids go on the rides and there's spooky things happening. And that is kind of the same thing that happened in this book. I also recently read another book that was kind of like this, where the main kids went through like fun houses and different things like that. And I just did not love the theme. I don't really like these more carnival type themed horror stories. I just think they're not for me. So that is my first caveat going into this review of this book. I recognize that everyone has different things they like, different opinions, and I think for me these kinds of carnival amusement park horror books are just not my favorite. Now, the one exception to that so far has been Monsterius Book 1, Escape from Grimstone Manor, which is set in the theme park and is a horror story like that. But what's different about that book is it's set in one ride. And I think this is where I have a problem with these kinds of books. So in this book, the main family, which they kind of drove me up the wall. Oh, so many things to say about this book. I'm going to get to it. Don't worry. So, in this book, you have a family that is looking for this. Oh, what was it they're looking for? The Zoo Gardens theme park. You mean Busch Gardens theme park? Is that what you mean, R.L. Stine? I just kept thinking, I was like, the Zoo Gardens theme park? Yeah, I know what you're looking for. So they're looking for this theme park. They can't find it. They get lost. They turn around. They see a sign for Horrorland. And so they head to Horrorland. When they get there, it's kind of weirdly deserted. And then the first very strange, odd thing happens. Their car blows up, which they all take very, very calmly, really. The kids are like, let's go to the theme park. And the parents are like, well, let's go call someone because we need to call somebody because our car just blew up. So their car literally blows up. And while the parents are searching for the phone, the three kids, the brother and sister, and their friend, Clay, they go into the theme park to go on the rides. Only the rides are not quite what they might expect, because there's something a little terrifying about these rides. In fact, are the rides trying to kill them? Perhaps. So the kids are wandering through this theme park, going from ride to ride to ride to ride. And this is the thing I did not love, where the kids, they go from different ride to different ride, and I felt like I never got the sense of each ride. And I think I understand what authors are trying to do when they do this kind of a book. They're trying to give you the overall theme park feel, but then I feel like they kind of miss it a little bit because they're doing all these different rides and they're getting to all these different places and it gets a little jumbled and you can't quite picture it all in your head. So in this book, they literally go on a ton of different rides through a ton of different experiences. Some of them are only like a 4-page chapter long experience and then they move on to the next thing. So it just was so meandering to me as they're trying to figure out what's going on and what's happening. And there's parts of it I guessed ahead of time. I thought, oh, well, definitely this is this. But there's no way someone who doesn't know the plot of this book could guess the twist ending of this book. It just comes out of nowhere. And it was something that was so jarring, but also something so 1990s that I just thought, oh, that's really kind of funny. And I see what R.L. Stine's trying to do and be funny in this twist, but also I'm not really enjoying this twist. I don't really think it's working for me. So there's also a sequence near the end where I just thought, what is going on? I don't know what's happening. I can't really follow the action here. Like, I don't get it. And then there's some other twists that happen near the end. And the final twist, I didn't think was... It was trying to be funny. And I didn't think it was funny. So I just didn't really love this book. I'm so sorry, Goosebumps fans. I am so sorry. And I will take the L because I just did not really love this one. Now, I also feel like I need to talk about the family because the family drove me up the wall. They were so grating and annoying, especially the little brother and his friend just bothered me so much. I liked the main character. I thought she was really well done and she was the most likable of everybody. The parents were very obnoxious and very dumb. I just kept thinking, like, are you really this dumb? I don't understand how you could not, like, piece some things together here and stay together. It kind of just made me want to throw this book. I did not enjoy it. So yeah, it was a journey reading this book. I didn't really love it. I'm not gonna lie. I also think the opening dragged on a very long time. This book kind of made me think, was R.L. Stine kind of pantsing this book, like just kind of as he was going, like writing it, not with an end in mind, but just kind of seeing what would happen as he typed it? Because I feel like that's how it reads. Like, it's just sort of like, well, maybe we could do this, and maybe we could do this, and maybe we try this, and maybe we try that, until we get to the very end, and then here's a twist it could be, and then the twist is just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. So I think that this book, in my opinion, not my favorite Goosebumps. I'm so sorry, everyone. But I still, like I said, I didn't hate reading this book. I can't really say I enjoyed it a ton. So for me, I'm going to give this a 3 stars out of 5. It was okay, but it was not my favorite, not the worst book I've ever read in my life. I've definitely read way worse books, but it was not good. And I don't think I'll ever revisit this Goosebumps book. It's not one I'm going to reread. So I apologize if you love this one. If it's your favorite, this is just my opinion, and I'm glad for you if you like it. For me, it just was not doing it. I'd rather read a Goosebumps book like Headless Ghost. That one I really loved, and I think it's because of the atmosphere. My guess right now on Goosebumps books that I've read that I've liked, like Beware the Snowman, I also really liked that one. My guess is I really like Goosebumps books for their atmosphere, because I think that the atmosphere does a lot in a Goosebumps book to set the tone, to really set what's happening, as well as what kind of scares there are. And in this book, it is kind of a loud, obnoxious atmosphere with a loud, obnoxious family, and the plot twist is loud and obnoxious, and maybe that's the point. If you know the ending of this book, you might be able to piece together what I'm saying here. I think the point might be that this is loud and obnoxious, and this the kind of thing that this turns out to be is just not as good as the experience of reading it in this book. That is a very vague statement to keep this from being a spoiler-filled video, because this is a no spoilers review. So what do you think? Have you read One Day at Horrorland? How was your experience? Did you like it? Do you like these theme park themed Goosebumps or horror type books for kids? Is this kind of a different style for you, or is this one that you really love? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be curious to hear what you think. For me, like I said, it didn't really connect. But that's just me. So until next time, everybody, keep reading. Bye!